I was born in the dusty town north of Cairo, where the call for prayer rings between narrow alleys and silent ancient mosques stand under the sweltering heat. It was summer 1998 when I was 15 years old that I initially heard whispers about the Jinn in Al-Zahir Baybars Mosque's old, Al-Zahir Baybars, constructed in the 13th century, was always a peaceful spot most people walked by without a second glance. Its stone walls were eroded, its ablution well under a broken arch long forgotten. But then rumors circulated, whispers heard during the wee hours of the night, silhouettes observed in the water, people unwilling to do what do there. They said a jinn had taken residence in that well. The new Arabi didn't believe in jinn, not really. But odd things started to occur in my home. And ultimately, I had no other option but to believe that something was supernatural. It started with water. It was around midnight when I woke up to hear water splashing. I shared a duplex house with my grandmother. Blue walls painted once, bright now peeling, dust in corners. The fragrance of jasmine from the garden outside hardly perceptible. I slipped out of the bed, looked into the dark hallway. The lantern at the door was wobbling. There was something unnatural in the air. Thick, heavy, like breathing into cloth. The bathroom door had been shut. I opened it. The tap had been switched off, yet water droplets splashed from the spout as if shaken. Half the basin was full, although I hadn't left anything on. Cold water, although there was warmth in the night air. I woke my grandmother. She discovered nothing amiss. Tap was dry. Basin clean like the water had just vanished. She said I'd dreamed it. I accepted it then. 7 days later, following a day spent in the market, I slept in my grandmother's courtyard under a blanket of stars. There was a full moon, casting its silver light over tiled fountain and jasmine. I was half asleep when I heard the footsteps. Bare feet, slow, walking over the stones. I sat up. The fountain was quiet, the courtyard was quiet, but I could hear a whisper. My name, Karim. Karim. My heart was pounding. I had thought someone was coming to see me. I called out, nothing. The whisper came again, soft, insistent. I leapt to my feet and caught sight of her at the garden edge, a white shape of a woman. Long dark robes, face concealed, arms stretched out. Behind her, the moon turned her into a shadow. Who are you? I breathed. She did not reply, but in my mind I heard that name, as if the whisper resided within me. Then she disappeared. I sprinted indoors, locked the doors. My grandmother told me I had to have seen a trick of moonlight. I shook my head. I knew something had brushed against me, something cold. Shortly after, villagers from Qalyoub emerged with stories of those same nights, individuals who fetched water at the well of Al-Zahir Baybars and heard voices, sometimes glimpsed shapes in the water that were not their own. Some spoke of faces contorted, mouths opening without lips. Some reported one friend inviting another by name, though they had not shared the friend's name, and the voice would invite them closer to the lip of the well. Locals avoided the well at night. I heard tales from the imam of individuals fainting, hearing laughter from deep within the well, even sight of shadows resembling hands grasping. I went one evening with 2 friends to the mosque. The moon was low. The arch of the well was dark. My friends teased me. Get water after dusk. I attempted to demur, but in my mind again was the whispered call of my dream, Karim. I knelt down, immersed the bucket, water glinting. On its surface, for an instant, I did not see myself, but my grandmother's face, contorted with terror. The bucket dropped back. I let it fall, ran. My friends laughed, but they were pale. Strangeness occurred after that night around my residence. Doors opened by themselves. I'd wake up with the sensation of heavy breathing in my ear. My dreams became vivid. I was strolling through corridors of water and stone, experiencing a chorus of Arabic whispers I couldn't comprehend. When I woke to discover scratches on my arm, shallow, narrow, as if fingernails had scraped me. No sheet marks, no scratch memory. One morning, I discovered water droplets falling from ceiling and collecting on the floor below. Ceiling was not wet. No leaks. My grandmother scowled, explained it must be rain infiltrating cracks. But it hadn't rained. Due to gossip, a Cairo Sheikh scholar arrived to inspect the mosque. Well, he brought Quranic recitations, blessed water, prayed. He reported that he experienced something, a resistance. Cold air ascended from the well as the verses resonated in the night. He put some amulets around the well, had people camp around it. He cautioned us, Jinn are not always visible. They may be silent, cunning. They live on fear, but the commotions within my house became more intense. At night, I heard laughter, stealthy footsteps on roof tiles. One night, I believed that someone was by my side, whispering to me. I turned over, nothing. I glanced at my room window, reflected in the courtyard outside, someone standing there. I was motionless, a blanched silhouette, then vanished. One evening, during Ramadan, after Taraweeh prayer, I walked by myself to the courtyard. The air was quiet, the moonlight gentle. I had a lamp and a little Quran in my hand. My heart pounded. I walked up to the boundary wall. Shadows under arches appeared darker. I called, "If you are here, then speak." My voice broke. Nothing at first. Then a whisper, "Karim." The wind arrived, though no breeze had preceded it. The lamp's flame danced, flickering. I saw her once more, the woman from the garden under moonlight, just past the fountain. Her face clearer, this time a white mask, eyes sunken. I read from the Quran, she remained. The water in basin behind me splashed untouched. My voice trembled. She spoke, voice ringing in my mind. "This place is mine," I insisted. "By Allah, I order you out." There was silence, then laughter, bitter, deep. Cold hands clapped on my shoulder, or perhaps merely a feeling. I turned around. Nothing. When I opened my eyes once more, the garden was vacant, the fountain silent. Her presence vanished, my lamp dwindling. I ran inside, locked all doors, all windows. Morning brought normalcy, sunlight streaming in through the lattice windows, birds perched in palm trees. But I was different, exhausted. Some nights I woke, sure I'd heard her whisper, "Karim." Karim, my grandmother relocated. She said I should move with her to live with an aunt somewhere else. I consented. We departed Qalyoub and remained in a tiny apartment in Cairo. There, initially, nothing. No whispers, no shadows, no unbidden water that dripped. But nights sometimes I swear I do hear dripping, or a faint calling of my name on the wind that blows between buildings. I once gazed into the mirror by candlelight. I looked behind me, in the glass, a white silhouette, long robes, vacant face. I turned, there was nothing. My heart seared.